Well, thank you for joining me. My name is Greg, and this is the Hard Knock State. It's a sales training and coaching company. And I wanted to talk to you tonight about two things. One, the principles of being a top sales producer, and two, how you can take advantage of my hangover special, the Complete Sales Mastery, where you get 12 months of Cardone University online training platform with over 800 online video training courses and 4 weeks of my group training sessions called the Complete Sales Mastery for 1997. And I'm going to show you how you can get that for as little as $5.47 per day. I'm an automotive sales professional, have been for the past 20 years. I've been in business for over 30 years. When I first started in sales, I was not only just getting my feet underneath me, but also in that intermediate sales level performance as a sales professional. I thought I was doing fine. I thought I was doing great. And then every once in a while, I would meet some true top sales producers. And things started to make me think how much opportunity is really out there. You probably didn't see my last live stream, but it was how to maximize every sales opportunity. So tonight, I wanted to come to you with the principles of how to be a top sales producer. Gosh, I'll tell you, a little over a decade ago, and having been in the sales industry for about 10 years, I remember this one day in particular. I was walking into a sales meeting while being handed my paycheck. I sat down at my the typical chair I would take during the sales meeting, and I opened my paycheck up, and my face turned bright red. I was thinking about my kids and how I was going to keep the power on. And then I heard it. Hey, Greg, I was being called on to tell the entire sales department how many sales I had for the month, or more like didn't have. I was embarrassed. I was demotivated, and my performance for the rest of the weekend was shot. And worst of all, when I got home that evening, my wife had told me our power had been turned off. 76% of US Americans live paycheck to paycheck. 64% have zero money in savings. And I saw on a billboard today that 40%, and I thought the statistic was higher at 47%, of US Americans don't have $400 to save for an emergency fund. I think it's more important now than ever for you to develop the skill of effective communication called sales. It's the way where you're going to be able to get whatever you want out of life. And being able to voice your opinion, your concerns, and your demands for what you want out of your life is critical to your success. Who knows? There's a lot of uncertainty coming up the road here in the near future. And with the economy, you can always blame the economy or think it's the economy for the reason why you're not selling product. But if customers are still walking into your showroom, your store, or your office, it's definitely not the economy. We just may be in a little different time than what you're used to, but we'll teach you over the course of 4 weeks how to sell in any economy. And tonight, again, is the principles of a top sales producer. And I am also a Grant Cardone licensee. I am certified to deliver 10x sales products, 10x proven world-class sales training strategies to you via the line of online webinars, through my weekly coaching, my group coaching, my one-on-one coaching. Again, the website is The Hard Knock State. And we are a counseling company based out of Washington State here, and we are hiring. So if you're a sales professional, maybe looking to switch up the industry a little bit, or maybe you're thinking about getting into sales, but you're wondering if you're going to be a right fit. You know, you've always had that level of persuasion with your friends, talking them into doing the things that you wanted to do. And, you know, a lot of people have said you may be good at sales, but maybe you're just a little bit hesitant to take that jump. Well, we put 17 different online training and in-person training courses, over 17 available right now. This Complete Sales Mastery is one of them. It is on sale for the month of January at $19.97. That's $1,000 savings. and that works out to $166.42 a month, or $38.40 per week, or as little as $5.47 per day. You just need to come up with a 365-day upfront commitment because it's on sale for $19.97. So you scroll to the complete bottom of the page of thehardknockstate.com and click on the lower right-hand corner of my product section, and you'll find the complete sales mastery. Tonight is the principles of a top sales producer. And a little bit about Grant Cardone. If you don't know who he is, you've probably been living under a rock. Internationally renowned speaker on leadership, real estate investing, entrepreneurship, social media, and finance. He's #1 on the Forbes list for the top 25 marketing influencers to watch. Best-selling author of several books, including The 10X Rule, The Only Difference Between Success and Failure, one of my personal favorites. And he owns 7 privately held companies that had revenues in excess of $200 million annually. Whenever we go through these trainings and these weekly trainings, we're going to go more in depth. This is just an overview, so I'm just running through the slides here. And if you have any questions along the way, if you have any questions with getting in to purchase the Complete Sales Mastery, that's 12 months of Cardone University and the 4 weeks of the weekly group training. If you're having any issues online, or maybe you have a question about maybe you're a sales professional, you're going through some things at work, and maybe you wanted to air it out. I love taking live calls. You can call us right now. The phone lines are open. It's 360-615-2070. You can hit us up on the website chat, the chat in the social media that you're viewing us on. You can even drop us a line by email at contact us at the very bottom and right there. And that is thehardknockstate.com. And so whenever we go through this, we always want to talk to you. We got to have a goal in everything we do. So the goals of this training, we want to discover the unique role salespeople play in business and in society. We want to have you rethink your beliefs about selling and what they've been up to this point. We want you to identify the mindset and the skills you'll need to become a true sales success. And we want you to create a 90-day personal massive action plan that you could set forth on your path of success. So 4 keys to maximizing your training. We want to watch and listen actively. We want to take notes. We want to, during the group sessions, when we have we always set time aside for what I call Q&A, but really that's the time where we get to interact and participate in each class. So we want to participate in the exercises, and we want to commit to teaching you at least one thing you can go out and teach someone else. And so we not only do we want to learn how to teach it to you, but we also want to make sure you're able to comprehend exactly the information that's being delivered. So you can go out and you can benefit the next or even the same day, and you can teach it to somebody else, because once you can teach it to somebody else, then you really have an understanding of the subject. So selling is life, and everyone needs to be a salesperson. There's 18 million people in the United States self-identify themselves as salespeople. 13% of all jobs in the US, that's 1 in 8, are full-time sales positions. No matter your title or your position, no matter what it is, at some point you'll have to convince somebody or others of something. Your ability or inability to sell, persuade, negotiate, and convince others will affect every area of your life, and ultimately whether you survive or thrive. And that's a quote by GC himself, Grant Cardone. What do successful people like Mark Cuban, Martha Stewart, Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, or Oprah Winfrey have in common? They all have this belief that selling is critical, and the knowledge that selling is critical to survival. Rich or poor, salary or commission, receptionist or professional salesperson. You're always selling someone in order to advance. There's no exception to this rule, and there's no way to escape it. Here's some examples: a receptionist who wants a raise, an actress who wants a part in a job in a movie, a professional salesperson who wants to sell his goods, a person who needs a loan, even driving on the freeway and trying to access the off ramp. You're negotiating back and forth and trying to get your way in the market to get what it is you need done. And it's critical. Sales success is business success. Salespeople are company lifeblood. It's the oil in the engine. We want to make sure our sales engines, our sales machines are lubricated properly. Without a successful sales teams, companies just won't last. Think about the bookstores like Borders and what's happening, and people are. It's easier for them to get that information online than it was to walk into a bookstore. So now bookstores are, there are a few left, but that whole industry is kind of faded to the wayside. Sears is another giant who thought they had a market on the industry at one point in time. They were doing everything great, could not skip a beat. Every day was a great day. And then slowly they were sitting high on the hog. They forgot about the basics, and Sears is no longer. So pause. You need to believe sales matters. You need to believe your product or your service matters, and you need to believe you matter. You matter as a human. You matter as a salesperson, as a sales professional. You matter because you provide knowledge and guidance to solving other people's problems. And you need to believe in the product or the service that you sell, and where in the place of business that you sell in. So the Complete Sales Mastery, we cover 9 of these 10X sales professional courses every single week in depth, and a lot more in depth than what we're covering tonight. We offer also, in addition to the 4 weeks, that's 16 individual group training sessions on Wednesday at 12 p.m. Pacific time, but 12 months of Cardone University. And so I don't know if you know how powerful Cardone University is, but Grant Cardone, in his 35 years of selling, has come up with proven, successful, world-class training material. And he has over 800 courses on closing and negotiation, prospecting, cold calling, how to get attention in the marketplace. Companies that are signed up for this program are as large as Microsoft, Google, Salesforce. We've got Audible, the place where you download your audiobooks, Ford, Honda, Chrysler. Boy, even the U.S. Army has their people being trained not only in the fields with machine guns, but also training recruiters on Cardone University. So the importance of the military and daily training. They wake up, if anybody's got a belief in 100% daily training to keep the military machine as a finely oiled and finely lubricated machine, don't you think it would be beneficial to have your company and have your people, or you as an individual, to maximize and gain every little bit of edge you can over your competition? Because your competition just isn't the guy down the street, it's the guy standing right next to you as well. So if you are more skilled and you were ready to go from the minute you walked into the showroom or walked into your store or your office than the next guy, who do you think is going to come out that day successful? You or the guy sitting right next to you? And so you could train, it takes 10 to 15 minutes a day. You watch 2 to 4 segments, 2 to 4 courses every single day. And then once a week, you hop on our weekly group training, Wednesday at 12 p.m. And so I put it on a day where most people in retail commission sales have the day off on average. And if you don't, you can log on during your lunch hour. And so it's $19.97. That you could think of it as $166.42 per month, or $38.40 per week. Or if you really are on a daily per day budget, it's going to break down to $5.47 per day. And we take all major credit cards. You just go to thehardknockstate.com. That is thehardknockstate.com. scroll to the bottom of the page. And if you have any questions, you can call us at 360-615-2070. You can hit us up on the social media chat that you're watching this on. You can hit us up on the group, the website chat, or you could drop us a line on contact us now at the very bottom of the page. But right above a place, heck, you can even sign up to get my free weekly sales tips in a newsletter. And right above that, you click on the 12 months of complete sales mastery. So the Revenue Rocket, 12 months access to Cardone University in 4 months, 16 group weekly coaching sessions. As you can see, it's on sale for $1,000 off. Normally it's $29.97, but right now you can get it for $5.47 per day with a 365-day upfront commitment. We take, again, all major credit cards, Visa, MasterCard, American Express, you name it, we take it. And I'll tell you, after about 90 days of being on this program and letting me coach you, you will come out as a true sales professional. If you're thinking about getting into sales and you sign up for this program, as you end week 3 or month 3 and you start your 4th month of your weekly sales training, and you've been doing your Cardone University on top of that, you'll, after Q1 is over of this year, you're going to be one of the top producers in your store. You'll be well above the average mark, and people will be asking you what you did differently and what you've done to succeed when they call your name out for positive reasons in a sales meeting to tell everybody as an example of how many units you have out for the month. And and then you could tell your friend who's struggling in sales on getting a hold of the complete sales mastery package. And maybe at that point in time, maybe it will be on sale for less than $5.50 a day. But again, if you have any questions, give us a call, 360-615-2070. Salespeople make the world go wrong. Make the world go round, excuse me. Sales, the definition, action of persuading or influencing another to a course of action or the acceptance of something. So I'll say that again. The definition of sales is the action persuading or influencing another to a course of action or to the acceptance of something. Salespeople drive entire economies. Sales success equals economy success. Without salespeople, every industry on the planet would stop cold tomorrow. Salespeople drive products, individual businesses, complete industries, and entire economies. Sales is the last great, truly free enterprise opportunity available today. In sales, you can work for yourself, be accountable to yourself, and make your dreams come true. For those willing to commit to selling as a career and to continue to learn how to master it, there are no limits. Sales professions rely on sales. All sales professions rely on sales. You can get by without knowing how to set a broken ankle, prepare a contract, or design a house. You can hire a doctor, lawyer, or an architect, but you cannot get along in life without the ability to communicate, persuade, negotiate, and close a deal. Leaders in any profession had to build a career around selling to get to the top. You might be wondering why we are spending so much time on the importance of sales in the economy, in your company, and in your life. Beware of false data. The subject of selling is full of false information that has been perpetuated over the years. These false data may be responsible for the poor impression of this profession and the much needed skill called selling. People tend to form opinions, give advice, and pass on myths whenever they don't actually know that person or have any real experience in that situation. Examples of false data. Selling is hard. It's difficult to depend on commissions. Selling is sleazy. It requires long hours. Selling isn't a dependable profession. Selling isn't a real job. Well, I have to tell you, if you believe wrong things about this profession, you will undermine your own beliefs about the importance of your role in this profession. And selling is a skill and it's a trade, just like any other skill in a trade. If you want to learn to be a carpenter, there's an exact way of how to build a house, and it goes up the same way every single time. It starts with the foundation, then you put on your first flooring, your decking, put up your studs and your walls, put up your trusses, and then put the roof on. And then you put on your sheeting, you put on your composition, and then you do your interior finishes. And that's how you build a house every time, no matter if it's a house or a building. It's the same formula every single time, and it's the same way with a selling career. But in many cases, with sales careers, you don't need a fancy degree or special schooling. In most cases, your earning potential is unlimited. Companies do not cap how much money you can earn, and sales is needed. I know a lot of people snicker about the car salesman, but I have to tell you, if you look at our nation's SARS, auto sales are 5% of what they figured to be our economy. And so if you work in auto sales, hold your shoulders up high, hold your chin up at the fact that you know that you are partially responsible for 25% of our nation's economy. Are you a professional or are you an amateur? A person who engages in a specified activity has his or her main paid occupation rather than a pastime. So a professional, the definition is a person who engages in a specified activity as his or her main paid occupation rather than a pastime. 99% of professional salespeople only have slight idea of what selling is, much less the skills needed to actually determine and predict results. 10x producers. It's the way they think is different. The way they work is different. They have different habits and they have different results. They even have different customers. There's no such thing as a natural salesperson. You're not a born salesperson. It's a learned skill that can be mastered. It's like being a plumber or an electrician. Professional salespeople believe in the power of sales to help them reach their goals. They believe in themselves. They made a decision to motivate themselves to learn everything they can. They are committed to their craft. They know that sales gives them unlimited opportunity, and they own the fact that it's their own sales efforts that will determine how high they fly. They take 100% responsibility for their results, good or bad. Definition of an amateur: a person who engages in a pursuit, study, science, or sport as a pastime rather than a profession. One lacking in experience or competence in an art or a science. Are you an amateur? Is selling just a pastime for you? No different than watching television. Do you lack experience and competence in this field? What if you're in sales? Is selling just a pastime for you? Is getting together with your coworkers and standing around, around a sales desk or, where you guys stand and just talking all day long? Is that the main occupation or is selling the main occupation? Are you not clear about what you're doing while you're negotiating? Do you get lost when you're trying to ask a customer to buy your product or service? Do you have a secret disdain for this thing called selling, this career called sales? Do you hate rejection and the idea of having to sell another individual? Do you think great salespeople are just born that way? It's not up to fate, the universe, or even God. God has his hands full. It's up to you. Your very life and dreams depend on it. How do you get out of the amateur status? Uh, Desire to be great, not average. Dedication and willingness to learn the skills you need. Stop making excuses for why you're not getting what it is that you want. And decide now to learn everything that there is to learn about being a sales professional. Great salespeople know their income depends on one thing: the ability to generate customers, make themselves known in the marketplace, get agreement from people, close sales, and reproduce these results over and over again. It's like the complete sales mastery. It's my intent to sell 10 of these complete sales mastery packages today and tomorrow over this weekend. And with that, you're going to get 12 months of Cardone University with 24/7 access to over 800 online, proven successful, world-class online sales video training courses, plus 4 months of 16 weekly group training courses every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Pacific time. So great salespeople know that if you're willing to get your mindset right and learn what you need to know, welcome aboard. Welcome on the cruise ship of life. It's going to be a successful, rewarding career. The great shortage: for thousands of years, wealth has been amassed and riches have been accumulated by salespeople. Those same opportunities still exist today. People still overwhelmingly want to buy from people, not machines. The new way to buy a car. Are you really going to drop 15 to 20,000 or more on a car without talking to a real live person first? We all know a major vending machine company that's in a little bit of hot water right now, and it doesn't look like things are going their way. People want to buy from people. The key to sales success lies in creating value. If you always create more value than what you're paid, you'll always have a job and you'll always get paid what you want. So the key to sales success lies in creating value. And the more value you create, the better off you're going to live. There's no ceiling but you, and you have to learn the trade, this trade called sales. And you can get started with the complete sales mastery. Why would you join my weekly group training session? Well, I've been in business for 30 years. I've climbed 2 different ladders in 2 different industries. I've been a business owner a couple times already, including this time in sales coaching and sales training. This is after 20 years of being a sales professional, learning these skills that I'm teaching you, and learning this material that I signed up for myself personally in 2015 when I signed up with Cardone University. It was about a year after being on Cardone University that I became a top producer and then got accepted into a role in a sales management setting for a very large, high volume automotive dealership where I coached and I trained over the course of 6 years, hundreds of sales professionals on how they could sell more, sell consistently, and earn more on each paycheck. I know this material to be true because it's worked for me. I know how to deliver it in a way where it will work for you too. So with the 4 months, that's 16 weekly group coaching training sessions, plus 12 months of Cardone University. After 90 days, you'll be in your 4th month. After this whole session is over of the weekly group training, and you continue on with the remaining year of your Cardone University, your sets are going to be set so much higher than what you think right now. Whatever your New Year's resolution goal was to make this year, I 10x that and really create a big worthwhile goal, and then sign up for the complete sales mastery. Again, you could justify less than $5.50 per day, or $38.40 per week. There's streaming sites you're paying for that are more than the $38.40 per week. Or you can look at it as like a very, gosh, you can't even get a car payment for $166 anymore. So it's $19.97. It's $1,000 savings. It will go back up in price February 1st. And this is the course, one of the 9 10x sales courses that we train on every week. And this one is called The Principles of a Top Sales Producer. Grant Cardone says, remember, only 2% of all sales happen on the first call. A true professional in any field never stops training, never stops learning, and always pushes him or himself to get better every day. And if you want to sign up on this right now, again, we're going to sell 10 of these this weekend. It's a 4-month weekly group coaching training program, plus 12 months of Cardone University. This right here is worth over $2,000. And if you can't see the value in that, we're giving you 4 months, 16 weekly group training sessions where we cover one of these 9 10x sales professional courses. And that is you can go to thehardknockstate.com, scroll to the bottom of the page, and on the right of my products section, on the very bottom is the Complete Sales Mastery. Just click it, add to the cart, finalize your transaction. We take all major credit cards. If you run into problems or you have the Complete Sales Mastery, but if you want to wrap a little bit about sales in general, maybe what you love about sales, so maybe some issues that you're going through, the phone lines are open and you're more than welcome to call. Phone number is 360-615-2070. Again, that's 360-615-2070. So the greats. How do you become one of the greats in your field? Success starts in the mind, starts in between our 2 ears, and you must commit all the way. Commitment, defined as to devote oneself completely to something. How you commit, you eliminate all other options. You devote everything you can on learning. And in short, become a super freak. Drink from the fire hose of sales training whenever you have a free moment. And this is how the NBA pros, this is how the NFL pros, the MLB pros, this is how all the pros do it. They train, they train, they train, they train, they practice, they practice, they practice, they practice. They hone their skills and to where they are in the top 20, top 10, top 5% of all the other professionals in that field. Unlimited calls on your time and resources. We can share, or be anything we really work for. Want a private jet? Work very hard and buy one. Want to own the Mavericks, the basketball team? There's no law against it. In previous times and cultures, this hasn't been the case. We have untold freedom, opportunity, and mobility. Choice comes at a cost, however. Research shows more choices somehow the less satisfied they are with the choices that they're willing to make. So research shows the more choices available someone has, the less satisfied they are with the choices they have to make. Too many choices. Lay it down. This is what I'm doing, and that's it. So when we're showing product, we don't want to show, you may have 150 different product lines. There's no sense showing all 150 pieces of product that you offer for sale. What we want to do is we want to, in the fact finding, remember, listen actively, take mental notes. If you can't, even if you have a little cheat pad, take some notes on that to make sure you're demonstrating and you're showing your customer the right product. And probably one, you also want to have one in mind that is a little fancier than the one that, based off what they said, would fit their needs, and one a little bit lower price. So keep it to 3 choices and you'll be just fine. True freedom. Free yourselves from others' options. Free yourself from doubt. Free yourself from wasting time thinking what could have been done. Everything comes from a decision. If you don't like the results you're getting, understand that they came from a decision. Look at divorce rates. What kind of commitment is it if 50% of the people are headed for Splitsville? If you know into it going in that 50%, you got a 50-50 chance that you're going to make it. Decision is power. Those people make the decision to keep going on. Make the decision to become a super freak, plain and simple. Go all in and follow through. You have to convince yourself that this is your chosen profession. This is what you're dedicating your time and energy to. Greener pastures. Always hear the grass is greener on the other side of the fence. It's human nature to think that others have it better. The grass is always greener where people are watering it and mowing it. The grass is greener where people are taking the weeds out. Weeds grow because you're neglecting your grass. Commit to taking care of your own lawn. Why we look for something better. When we would neglect something, we start to dislike it. Usually starts with you don't like your house. Then you move down to you think you need to move. And then you move down to your real estate agent tells you to fix up your house. Then you fix up your house and then you no longer want to move. When you tend to your own grass, watch how green it grows and how green the pastures get. The only reason why you won't like selling, there's only one true reason people don't like selling. It's not because they don't like rejection. It's not because they're lazy. And it's not because they don't like people. The only reason a person doesn't like selling is that he or she doesn't know what they're doing. When you don't understand something, you're not in control. When you're not in control, you just won't like what you're doing. The more you know, the better you'll do. The better you do, the more you'll like your job. Successful people made a commitment to master their trade. There's no replacement. There's no replacement for knowing your job. And only a handful of people around you in your team, in your industry, will make a commitment to be the best they could be. They'll read books, they'll take courses, they'll attend events, and they'll do all the work. To become great, you have to practice, not just play. And with practice comes the complete sales mastery. Drill and train every day on Cardone University. Gosh, I can't stress enough what a deal this is. 12 months of Cardone University with over 800 online sales training and business video courses. You're going to learn closing and negotiating. You're going to learn prospecting. You're going to learn cold calling. You're going to learn how to master the phone, what to say on the phone during an inbound call and an outbound call. You're going to learn how to handle your customers' objections so you're not left speechless the next time you ask them to buy a product and they say no. You're going to be able to train on this every single day, 24/7. If you have internet access, no matter where it's at, or you get data to your cell phone, you can train on Cardone University. You do it on your cell phone, tablet, desktop computer, laptop computer. Heck, if it's I don't know if they got a screen big enough for a smartwatch yet, but it's over 800 courses, and you watch 2 to 4 of these courses every day. It takes you about 10 or 15 minutes, and then you join us once a week. You'll get 16 sessions of our weekly group training, where we go over courses just like this in depth. We're just kind of overviewing this tonight, but in depth, and this is the top principles of a sales producer. You'll go over 9 of Grant Cardone's 10X sales professional courses. The part number 5 is the most important sale. And if you want to sign up for this right now, or if you have questions, the phone lines are open. You're more than welcome to call us 360-615-2070. Go to thehardknockstate.com. That's thehardknockstate.com. You can Google Hard Knock State. We'll pop right up at the top, and then just click on the link, scroll to the bottom of the website page, and the bottom of my product section on the right-hand side, and click on Complete Sales Mastery, add it to your cart. It's $19.97, but if you're working on a daily budget, that's going to cost you $5.47 per day. If you work on a weekly budget, that's going to run you $38.40 per week. Or if you work on a monthly budget, it's only $166.42 per month. My cell phone bill is $300 a month. So I mean, and with this, you can be in a completely different lifestyle in 90 days. You'll be going into your 4th month of group coaching, your last month of group coaching, and you'll be one of the top producers in your store, your showroom, or your office. You'll be a 3rd degree black belt in sales. You'll be able to overcome just about every objection thrown at you, and you'll always be able to maximize every sales opportunity. What's the most important sale you'll ever make? It's the one to yourself. Selling yourself, if you don't believe, no one else will. To the degree that you're sold, convinced, persuaded, you'll sell. This is vital and critical, unavoidable fact that cannot be missed if you want to become great at your trade. This fact is also one of the most important tools you'll ever have as a salesperson and can be used to monitor the results of your career. The bottom line is if you're not selling to some degree, you're not sold yourself. You have to convince yourself that your product, your company, and your services and your ideas are superior to the others, to all others. You have to be 100% certain that your selling is better than all other options. Conviction is the make break point. Have you ever sold something, your home, a car, yourself, to an employer for a price higher than what the market was paying at the time? Maybe you believe that your house worth was more than what the real estate agent said because of a unique view or of a location. Maybe you negotiated for a higher salary because you were so convinced of the value you could bring to the company. Once you become convinced of the value, you can convince others too. But if you don't believe first, they never will. If you don't believe first, they never will. Conviction, the definition of conviction is a firmly held belief. The Latin word for convict means to conquer. The make break point. A sale is made when your conviction and belief about something are stronger than the other person's, at which point he or she gives up some of his or her own conviction. That at that moment, that's when the sale becomes possible. That is the make break point. So I'll repeat that. A sale is made when your conviction and your belief about what it is you're selling is so much stronger than the other person's, at which that point the other person gives up a little bit of his or her own conviction. And that's called the make break point. People tell you your dreams are impossible. Look at Alexander Graham Bell. Look what they said to him. How about Elon Musk? We want to go to Mars, Mr. Mars Man. You can't own Twitter. And what about Gabby Douglas or Steve Jobs? It's only impossible until someone makes it possible. Put your money where your mouth is. Do you own and use your own product? You must be sold. If you work for Ford, do you drive a Ford? If you work for Jen Air, or if you work for Bosch, do you own a Bosch dishwasher? Do you own a Jen Air convection oven? You gotta use what you sell. That's where that comes down to the most important sale you'll ever make is the one to yourself. Do what champions do. Champions decide to win the game with whatever they have to work with. Champions don't change teams. Champions make the most of the assets available to them. Champions play the cards they're dealt. Champions make the most out of every situation. Champions don't lie to themselves. Champions convince themselves that the only solution is winning, and then they commit to that one thing called success. And that's exactly what you have to do is you have to commit to that one thing called success. When a prospect asks if you drive the car you're selling, in one of those houses you're selling, or if you own the stocks in the funds that you want them to buy or invest in, you better be able to tell them yes. Because that right there, if you can't tell them yes, you ain't making the sale. To the degree that you're sold, you'll take action. And to the degree that you take action, you'll be successful. If you won't buy it for yourself, you're not sold yourself. It's that simple. One thing you should be sold on by now is the value of the information in this course, the top principles of a top sales producer. And gosh, if there's any more value I could provide to you on the complete sales mastery, I got to tell you, you'll walk in not knowing anything, or you'll be rusty. We'll get you oiled up. We'll get you trained up by a true sales professional. I'm not just somebody up here preaching this who's never been in the sales industry. I've been a sales professional for over 20 years. I've been in business for 30 years. I've climbed the ladder in 2 different industries. I know this to be tried and true and proven successful. It is cutting edge sales training and sales training strategies. 4 months of 16 weekly group coaching and training sessions via Zoom. 1997 will cover one of these Grant Cardone's 10x Sales Producer Professionals courses each week. You'll get 12 months of Cardone University with over 800 online video training courses that you can access 24/7 for 1997. So go to thehardknockstate.com. That's thehardknockstate.com. And the phone lines are open if you have any questions. 360-615-2070. Thehardknockstate.com. Scroll to the bottom of the website page. Scroll to the bottom where it says Complete Sales Mastery. Click on that, add to cart just right there, and you're going to save yourself $1,000. That's 33% off my regular price. And if you're on a per day budget, it's $5.47 per day for you to gain access to the #1 online sales training platform and Grant's proven successful 10x sales professional courses. Again, that's thehardknockstate.com. So massive action. Most people incorrectly estimate the amount of effort it takes to get the results they want. They think about being balanced or reasonable. This is a losing mentality. You need to think in terms of massive action. Whatever you think is needed to get the job done, increase that by far greater than you think is necessary. You'll get results beyond your wildest expectations. You can never take enough action in life. You can only take too little action. There's 4 types of action: the right action, the wrong action, no action, and the 4th, which is the only action, massive action. It's the only one you want to live your life by. How many lenders do you go to for a loan if you want to buy an investment property? How many times do you call the newspaper if you want local coverage? How many people do you invite to a party if you want 250 people to show up? How many phone calls do you make if you want to exceed your sales goals? Note you always call more people to come to the party because people just ain't going to make it sometimes. It's not the phone that works. It's the person on the phone who's working. So this is something that's dear to my heart, the telephone. I got to tell you, the telephone, if you can sell over the telephone, you can sell in person. And in automotive sales, the telephone was my most deadly weapon. It was my 6-shooter in my holster. And if I needed to make a busy day out of a slow day, all I had to do was pick up the telephone and dial. And before I knew it, somebody was in the showroom test driving a car. We were negotiating on figures, and maybe an hour later, they were driving that vehicle home. And so I would be able to have success because of my skills on the phone. And that's exactly how you want to be as a true sales professional. Never put trust in one situation. Take massive action. Work on multiple fronts, and you'll always end up with a result. How do you know if you're taking enough action? Because you look for new problems. You want to get more appointments. You got to take massive action. You get more appointments. Now you have a new problem. You have to handle all of your appointments. New problems are the kind of problems that you want. Don't quit until you get new problems. Problems like taxes are too high, car payments. You got too many cars. You got too many houses. Where you're going to go on vacation next. Let's suppose you want something like an account, a certain income level, to lose 10 pounds. How much action do you need to take? Guys, you got to take the 10X rule. You got to figure out how much action and how much effort the average person would need to achieve a goal. Then take massive action equal to at least 10 times what you think it will take. It's the only difference between success and failure is the 10X rule. X is a safety net. It's not bad luck. It's not misfortune. It's not the economy. And it's not the lack of prospects in your pipeline. When you take enough action, it's not a big deal when an appointment cancels or a buyer backs out because you got somebody right there to replace them. Be without sanity, logic, or reason when it comes to taking massive action. Massive amounts of action, and you'll reach heights that others only dreamed possible. Putting it together, your 90-day massive action plan. But before we get into that, let's review something, huh? Selling is a prerequisite for life. Your ability to sell determines your ability to survive and thrive. Professional versus amateur. A professional engages in a specified activity, such as his or her main paid occupation. To be great, you must commit. The key to your future is commitment, is to commit to your chosen path. The most important sale is selling yourself. You must be sold on your product, your company, and you. A massive action is the key to your success. Use Grant's 10X rule, not just for sales, but for life. And you'll learn more about the 10X rules and the perfect sales process. You'll learn how to close and to negotiate. You'll learn how to get your customers to say yes. You'll learn how to maximize every sales opportunity. You'll learn how 10X money principles, how to double your $1 million strategies to build indestructible wealth. You'll learn 10X follow-up, how to simple strategies to double your sales. And you'll learn the 10X professional, how to guarantee you earn 10X money. We'll be going over those 8 and this 9th course that we're going over today over the next 4 months and 16 weekly group training sections. Plus, you'll get 12 months of Cardone University. I got to tell you, 12 months of Cardone University, a whole year for $19.97. Plus, you get to jump on a weekly group training and talk to a professional that will help you, coach you through any problems you may be having that day, that week, that month in your current job. Or maybe you just want to make sure you understand this information we're teaching it to you so you can implement it immediately with your next client. But the Cardone University, if Chrysler, Ford, Honda, BMW, if those companies thought it was good to train their people on Cardone University, you got to know it's good. If they're training automotive sales professionals on how to go out and sell more, sell consistently, and to earn more on each sale, you got to believe Cardone University will work for you. Heck, what if does the company need to be as big as Google or Microsoft or Salesforce in order you think that was big enough? Well, because I got to tell you, those companies, they train their people on Cardone University. Their sales associates are taking sales training courses right now on Cardone University. The U.S. Army puts their recruiters on Cardone University, and they believe in the importance. They know how important daily training is to making sure all machinery is lubricated, whether it's the military machine or whether it's the sales machine. To keep the military machine lubricated and fed, then they know daily training is important. And for $19.97, you could budget it out for $5.40 a day, and you're getting this information from a true sales professional that has studied Grant Cardone and is certified to deliver 10X sales training material. That's 12 months of Cardone University plus 4 months of weekly sales training. The 90-day massive action plan, the 10X mindset, the 10X plan, and the 10X execution. 10X mindset. Think about successful athletes interviewed before the big game. Tom Brady, Steph Curry, Tiger Woods, Kerry Lloyd. Your last flight. Well, folks, it's pretty rough out there, and I didn't really sleep much last night. I am not sure I'm going to get you there in one piece. What if your pilot came on the overhead system and said that? Oh, folks, I had a rough one last night. Well, it's going to be a bumpy ride, I'm sure. If you need oxygen, they're going to drop down from the bins. You wouldn't be too thrilled to be on that flight. How about your mom's surgery? What if my surgery team is a little sketchy today? I think one went out and kind of tore it up a little bit. One guy's brand new, and one nurse is completely stressed out of her mind. Quite honestly, I'm not feeling my best today. No one wants to do business with anyone who's less than 100% convinced, committed, and confident. Write it down. I'm a sales professional. I take full responsibility for my performance and my results. I'm a professional. I take full responsibility for my performance and results. Is it unrealistic to expect 100% commitment every day? Is that really unrealistic? Is it unrealistic to expect someone to achieve greatness without 100% commitment? That's the question we should be asking. The 10x plan. Most of us have been warned against setting goals too high. The reality is if you set your goals small, you're probably going to go small. People's failure to think big enough usually means they'll never act big enough, often enough, or persistent enough. You must name and claim your goal. And then you need to ask yourself if the goals you set are set to your potential. Write it down. Pick a goal, ideally related to work. Write it down. For example, you may want to double your production from $50,000 to $100,000 per month. What activity level would get you there? For example, if you're calling 25 leads a week or 100 per month to generate $50,000 per month, well, you need to call 200 leads and to double production. Now, 10x that level of activity. Write it down, and also write down any new problems that start coming your way. The 10x execution. Commitment means nothing unless it's followed by action. You must have commitment. You have to follow that commitment with an action. You have to have a plan, and you have to work that plan. And you have to execute consistently. Execution basis. Massive action in the right direction will trump sales skills and polish every time. Keep it simple. Don't worry about being rough, especially at first. Take notes on every exchange with a client or a prospect. Capture their objections, their questions, to help you predict what will happen in the future or with future clients or prospects. Remember, experience comes from massive action. Success is your duty, your obligation, and your responsibility. That is a direct quote from Grant Cardone, and it is so true. And success not only is my duty, obligation, and responsibility, not only is it Grant's, but success is your duty, obligation, and your responsibility. And so I'm encouraging you to sign up for the Complete Sales Mastery. Keep 2023 going strong. Don't let off the accelerator. When you get to the end of the first quarter of 2023, you want to be a top sales producer. You want to be at the top of the sales board where they write down how many units are out per month. You want to lead that board. You want to train on every day on Cardone University with over 800 online video training courses proven for success. There's been over 1 billion courses taken on Cardone University to date. And there's over 400,000 current active users. Again, companies as big as Google, Facebook, Ashley Furniture, Salesforce, Ford, Honda, Chrysler, Audible, the US Army. Their people are on Cardone University. Get on Cardone University, and you'll get 4 months, 16 individual weekly group training sessions via Zoom for $19.97. We take all major credit cards. It breaks down to a monthly budget of $5.40 per day, or $38.40 per week, or $166.42 per month. My cell phone bill is $300 a month. I got to tell you, $5.47 per day, you can't even get an extra value meal at McDonald's for $5.47 per day. You can't even get a Denny's Grand Slam anymore for $5.47 per day. You can't even buy a gallon of gas in California for $5.47. But you can get a year's worth of training to make sure that you become a top producer and you provide an income better than you've ever provided for you and your family. Remember, 76% of people live paycheck to paycheck. 64% have no money in savings. 40 or 47% don't have $400 to an emergency fund. Let's break this cycle. And for $5.47 per day, you can get on the Complete Sales Mastery at thehardknockstate.com. 360-615-2070. You can call us. You can text us on our website chat. You can contact us by sending an email on the contact us form at the very bottom of the web page, just below my free weekly sales tips, and which is my complete sales mastery program is right above the free weekly sales tips. Just scroll down, add to cart. We'll contact you within 24 hours to finish up your Cardone University setup to where you can start training as soon as possible. And then we'll see you every week on the weekly group coaching call, the weekly group training session, every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Pacific time. That's thehardknockstate.com, and it's the complete sales mastery at the bottom of the page. This has been the principles of a top